What's up, people? This is Carlos Green with the men's with Power Couples Rock. I'm so used to doing that by myself, but
Mhm.
we are with Power Couples Rock, and welcome back to another episode of Popcorn Conversations, where we handle marital issues, relationship issues, one pop at a time. So excited to be here tonight because our conversation is going to be pretty active tonight. And we want to hear from you all as well. And I can never do this by myself. I have some amazing hosts who actually adds a lot of value to the conversation. So I am going to say hello, and I want you guys to give a shout out to none other than Adam and Adrian Mixon, all the way from Birmingham, Alabama. What's
Yes,
up,
sir.
people?
Man, quit putting Alabama on there. We from Ohio. We live in Alabama.
Okay,
We
they live in Alabama.
we
How
from
about
Ohio.
that?
Oh wait.
You're from Ohio. Can we
Mhm,
do that?
Yeah,
mhm.
there we go.
All right, we'll do that. We'll do that. But you guys
Okay.
have been living in Birmingham for
I
like,
don't want to hear all of that. I don't want to hear
okay,
all of it.
all
I
right,
don't want to
20
hear
plus
all
years. Let's just say that. All right.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad y'all are here tonight.
We're glad to be here too, Carlos.
Wonderful. And then, as you all can tell, we've got another couple who are in separate destinations for purposeful reasons tonight. None other than our friends that we love all the way from Virginia with Black Diamond Marriages, Calvin and JJ. Jocelyn. What's up, Jones?
What's
Mhm.
How are
happening?
you
What's
all?
happening?
All
And
right.
guess what? We from Virginia.
You're
So yeah,
from Virginia.
we live in
Exactly.
Virginia. Yeah, yeah.
He ain't
Okay.
got a problem saying it.
But see, that's what claim. Well, let me not get in trouble. I don't want to alienate any of your potential viewers.
That's right.
Let me stop. Okay.
Right. So, and I would say our potential viewers, because there could be some viewers, we do have some that are in Alabama as well, which is great. And I have family in
Okay.
Alabama, and I used to live in Alabama.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
So
Okay.
it's good. But I
Mhm.
love how we're connecting in several different states. We've got Virginia going on, we've got Georgia, we've got Alabama, and the people that want to be from Ohio. We're covering all of these states. I'm originally from Tennessee. I
Okay.
got family and friends in Tennessee that also look at it. So we're just covering several different states. I've got a son in California. How about that?
Mhm.
Wow.
You want to
Wow.
keep going? That's
Wow.
right. We've got a, I'll call her my niece in Texas.
Oh,
Got
okay,
that.
Carlos. So are we really? Are we really?
Are we good?
The point is made. Is that what we doing? Yeah, okay. Okay.
We are so good. I do want to, before we actually dive in tonight, want to give a major shout out or just a prayer for Jocelyn. I know you had a procedure today, and thank you for being on. And hopefully and prayerfully that you are feeling well. Everything's good.
Okay.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Good.
And then the mixes, you guys are actually in the middle of some changes that I know that we're praying on for you all. So we just pray that everything moves according to what the Holy Spirit wants for you all in several situations and areas of your lives. And we know that you're going to be doing the right thing, making the right impact for everyone that's involved in whatever decisions that you guys have to make. Okay, we'll just keep it at that. Would that
That's,
work?
that's good.
Is that good?
All
Good.
right.
All right.
That's good. That's good.
I love that. So, are you guys ready to dive into our conversation tonight?
We're ready.
I
Absolutely.
am very excited to because when I talked to Catherine, and let's pray for her too because she's not feeling well. Over the past probably 5 or 6 days,
Mm.
we've had something with power couples every single day,
Oh, wow.
which
Mhm.
has been good, but it takes a lot of preparation, takes a
Mhm.
lot of energy just to make sure that we're showing up well. So we had something last night. We had something Sunday night. Calvin and JJ know about that. We had something on two events on Saturday, and then we had something on Thursday night.
My
So we had
God.
to get ready for that, and then just preparing for Saturday on Friday. So God is blessing us tremendously,
Mhm.
but with that comes a lot of responsibility as well. To
Mhm.
just make sure that we're giving value, and then on the back end to make sure that we're resting well.
Gotta
Wow.
gotta be kind
That's
to
good.
yourself.
You got to be kind to yourself. We really do. So I'm excited about that. So I'm just praying for her that she would actually get the rest that she needs and starts feeling well. Okay. Cool. So let's dive in, guys. Oh, no, no. I got one more thing. And people would notice. They would notice, just like when Calvin and JJ are not on, they're going to say, okay, well, where's Alvin and Victoria? Where are they? Exactly.
Mhm.
So Alvin and Victoria is actually out of the country on a work assignment. And then Alvin, I wanted to say Calvin. Alvin is taking care of the household, but he's doing some other things as well. So we're just in prayer for them, and just they again add a lot of value to the show. But we're just praying for them and what they're doing, their endeavors. But they said they would be back next week. So what about that? We may have 4 couples on next week, which is
Wow.
which is so good. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So now I've got all of those preliminaries out of the way. Calvin, you're just cheesy, like you're getting ready to take a picture. I love it. I love your teeth, man.
Mhm.
Okay.
But let's get into it. This is what we're going to be talking about. When being married gets boring, then what? So this is what she writes. We've been married for a while and have our routines and schedules and rhythms for our lives. It's the same thing over and over every single day. It's so routine that we don't even talk much because we just follow the routine. So now what? How do we break the monotony of life and bring spontaneity and fun back into the mix and still stay on schedule with our routine? So when being married gets boring, then what?
Wow.
I know. So I want to just start off by asking, let's ask the Mixons, have you ever experienced a lull in your relationship to where you feel like that you're just in the routine of doing things and it's just so busy because you're either raising kids and you've got your work life going on and you just haven't been aware of carving out that time for yourself or making life more adventuresome for you?
Mm.
I married the most amazing, exciting, engaging woman on the planet. So no, I've never been bored
Good answer.
ever at all.
Okay.
No. I think there's some fine lines in talking about boredom when you have jobs and outside responsibilities. If you're serving the church, if you're raising kids, uh, routine. There's a difference between routine and being bored, but there is also um, a line between naming busyness
Mm.
and
Mm,
and how it conspires to create like these create distance
Mhm.
right.
and quiet and um so I think there are a lot of people out here,
Mhm.
present company included,
Mm,
where I would say it's not necessarily the boredom, but it is the busyness that that
mm,
that
True.
needs to be disrupted,
True.
because in order to see each other,
Mhm.
like really see each other and notice the changes and embrace the changes that we're going through,
Yeah.
you got to make time for it. You have to have
mhm.
time for it, because when you just passing by each other, a lot of the passing by is rooted in already know. When the truth
Mhm.
of the matter is, that's a whole human being, and they going through all kind of changes.
Yeah.
But you have to slow down enough
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
pay attention to that. So I think the first thing that need to be called out is addressing the busyness. What is it that has turned everything into a grind?
Yeah.
You don't wear a groove in a road by driving down at one time.
Mm.
Right. There's something that's going on that's worn that groove or whatever. Uh, that needs to be disrupted.
That's good. That's
Right.
good.
Right.
All right, and then before we go any further, we had mentioned Birmingham, Alabama, and
Mm-hmm.
someone put in the chat there. I don't know if we can put that up on the screen, but they were like Birmingham in the house. That means that they are partial to Birmingham. So we're
God
gonna
bless.
give a shout
God
out to Birmingham in the house. Okay.
bless. God bless you.
I love it.
God, see, you never know who's gonna be on here. We're
Yeah,
just
that's
being
okay.
You're right. You're right. Birmingham is a beautiful place.
it really is, and historical in nature as well.
Yes,
Good
absolutely.
stuff. But I love you say the business needs to be addressed as well because I believe that it is a tactic of Satan to keep us busy so that we lose our intentionality regarding our relationships and how to keep them really progressive and moving and glorifying God. So I'd love to hear from either Calvin or JJ regarding your thoughts on that.
I'm gonna let JJ go first because she has some very deep thoughts because we've had this conversation
Whoa.
in regards to being boring.
Okay,
So so I'm gonna let you go first, baby
let's
cakes.
go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think for us, and because I've said this to Calvin before, and I've even said it to you and Catherine Carlos, like
Hmm.
a lot of times I feel like, "Dang, we just so boring. Like
Mm.
nothing is, go to work, come home, eat, sitting around watching the paint dry, go to bed. Like, and so it's a matter of what do we what do we decide to do with that time that we have? um when we have when we visited with you, Carlos and Catherine, when we
Hmm.
visited with you all, we've always said like, dang, if we live close by them, they think we the laziest people alive because we don't move as much as they move. um but at the same time, we have to make a decision what we're going to do with that space that we have.
Hmm.
And a lot of times for us, it's difficult for us to come into agreement with what that looks like.
Yeah.
And so then it becomes, okay, are we going to do something together? Does it mean like during this time
Hmm.
he does his thing, I do mine? And then what does that look like? Because I know for me, um, I like to have fun. I like you know, to do
Oh,
that. We if it's just the two of us, I'm fine playing a game with just the two of us. You
come on.
know, and doing all kind of crazy stuff. But I realized that that's not always my husband's forte. So then, how do I adjust to meet his needs? How does he adjust to meet mine? Where do we find that
Hmm.
midpoint so
Hmm.
that so that the marriage itself doesn't become boring along with us being boring? Because for me as a person, I don't think I am a boring person. I don't think Calvin is a boring person. But there are times when I'm like, our marriage is just boring.
Boring. Okay. So I love what you said earlier. You said I like to have fun. We like to have fun. What someone put in the comments, if we can put that up too, is that we take the time to make life fun. And I would
And I
I would
that's good.
ask, and I love that they're carving out that time. I would ask Barbara if she's still looking at us like, give us some of those things that you do together to make life fun. What are
Right.
some of those recommendations or some of the things that makes life fun for you all? Because I think that that would help just everyone who is actually viewing this. So
Hmm.
I think that's great that she said that. So what do you
Yeah.
what were you saying, Jocelyn? Were you done? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yes, I'm done.
Okay, Calvin.
So in regards to marriage being becoming boring, I just look at it. The longer you are married, I feel like you start to get into that routine and you start to know each other. So that kind of like makes you feel like it's boring. You know that, hey, like for me, Jocelyn know I'm coming home, gonna relax, sit down, watch some TV, chill out. If it's tennis, it's an individual thing, but um I've learned over the years is, like Jocelyn says, to be a little bit more intentional in regards to the marriage and do things that she liked to do.
Mm-hmm.
When we first got married, we were doing, like, she loves games. I'm like, okay, playing backgammon. All right. So we'll figure that out. And then, of course, I'm more the competitor when we start talking games. Just to let you know, she never hardly wins. So that becomes boring to me because it's no longer a challenge. You know,
It's the catch-22 for us because for me, we can play the game, enjoying just spending that time and whatever. And he gets bored real quick because he's like, to be here like 4 times in 3 minutes. Like, okay, what else we got? Because this ain't working.
Yes. Okay. I like that. Okay. Then Barbara did come back and say something. This is what Barbara said. She said they love to people watch. They play card games and take time to find things funny.
Yeah.
All right. So keep that up there on the screen too. Because Mixins, I want to ask you guys, do you guys do any of these things? Because I'll tell you a little secret that me and Catherine do. But do y'all do any of these or other things that you all do to kind of keep it fun, interesting, alive, not boring?
Yeah. Yeah. The people watch, definitely. Everybody gets a name and a scenario.
Come on!
And a voice.
Yeah. So yeah, that does make it
And a
fun.
what?
And a voice.
And a voice.
Oh yeah, it's pure comedy. She can imitate anybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that is like so much fun, right?
Yeah.
You're sitting in a restaurant and you watch another couple or family around and you just start making up their story or their narrative, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you all have kind of shaped where I was going because when you say boring, I know JJ said we're not boring people.
Yes.
I truly believe that. But what's your definition of boring? Because
come on.
One person is like, I'm cool with, y'all said, playing games. The other person is like, I'd rather be outside doing such and such. And now we've got a conflict of what we both think is fun. Now we're kind of half-hearted, trying to get into it until we kind of find that rhythm of what we can do. Because my definition looks different than somebody else. Because for some, and this is not a judgment, that routine is like, okay, I'm cool with it.
Because there's safety in that.
And most of us, if you came from any kind of trauma, routine is good. Having things
routine is good, but
but
boring is not good. Routine is good.
Yeah.
And safety is good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And to add to what Adrian was saying, there's something that she actually taught me something. Gosh, it's been 20 years plus. I'm a sports fanatic. I like if it's sports, I could watch Sports Center on loop and it'd be the same play over and over again.
And they play the same program over and over again.
Yeah, the same talking voices all And it used to be like football season comes for especially college football season, and from Saturday morning game day to Saturday night, the last game played on the West Coast.
Don't exist.
Look, I did get my sermon done, but the game is on, right? But she stretched herself and she learned the game.
Wow.
Well, partly because she knew that if she talked to me and the game was on,
he wasn't gonna hear me.
so but she learned the game, and I'm not speaking for her. She loves it.
Yeah, I'm worse than
she is a worse fan than I ever dare to be.
Come on.
I'm bad. I'm embarrassed to say.
I had to take her out of the house the last time Ohio State was losing.
Yeah.
Because
it was bad. It was bad.
Grunting and
I'm embarrassed.
Yelling at the screen, and we had to go and get appetizers and dessert. I was like, we can't. This not see, and then I was like, this ain't fun no more. I'm not enjoying
it. Like, yes, turn the game on.
Right. I love that. So
and admittedly, she likes some programs and some shows and stuff that
he'll watch with me.
Yeah, and there's a couple of them still. I'm like, but
I
then
know. Me too. I'm with you on that because just coming back, it's like Do we really have to watch this? Okay, we can watch this reality show. It's interesting. Barbara said that when they actually go and people watch, everyone gets a name. We write their whole life story,
That's
true or false, right?
That's
That's the way. Do y'all do that too, though?
yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Got a whole
We-
backstory. Now that could be a reality show.
That could be a really real. And you could walk into a restaurant and find a couple there and just start writing their story.
Let me tell you
Right.
the story we wrote about y'all.
No,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
just kidding.
No, I know
I
you-
just play. I just play. I just play.
Look, I want to know, like, what did Barbara write about me and Catherine and stuff, though? Or what did Calvin and JJ write about us? So it's like,
Oh,
do y'all do that, Calvin?
No, we don't people watch because I have a problem with people staring at me. I stare at people. So I can't go people watch because I don't know how to watch and move. I go, yeah, I just like I talk too loud, so they'll hear me talking.
Doesn't
So
know.
yeah, I had to learn just leave all that alone.
He doesn't wisdom. He's not blessed with the gift that I have of the wandering eye, where nobody know who you looking at anyway because one eye just crossed. So he don't have that. So when he's staring at you, you know he's staring at you. When he talking about you, you hear him talking about you.
Here,
So
okay.
we will people watch, but we've learned to just do,
Nice.
and then we just do that. But yeah,
There was a movie on. I think it was. I don't know if it was some marriage movie that was actually on. They did it, and that gave us the idea to do it. So even when we see people on their phones and they're doing that, we're making up, like, I'm the husband, Catherine is the wife, and we're making up these stories about what they're saying to each other, what they're not saying to each other, that they don't want to be there, all of that. So I mean, that's just one thing that we do to just kind of keep our marriage from being boring. I think the other thing that we've done is that we're always working on some project or initiative together that gives us purpose on moving forward, creating that kind of legacy, creating that just something that we can put our thumbprint on, that we feel like that our marriage has been very purposeful in that space. And if we can do it together, that's even better. So I think that that's one of the things that's driven us over the last few years to just to keep it very interesting, because it allows us to walk through a serious journey of highs and lows and twists and turns and trying to figure out where's this going to go, and get to celebrate and then get to console when it don't go well. Those things. So that's one thing that we do. What about you all?
We like being in the kitchen together.
Oh, do you? Okay.
That was a learning too, because we were raised different. But we like it, man. It like I'm just thinking about to the time we spent in the kitchen during COVID. We had all kind of crazy videos because there's always gonna be some music.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so y'all put music on when y'all cooking?
Man, it's a full line dance.
What?
And lip syncing and
why y'all lip syncing when y'all can sing?
Because it's funnier when you acting like you the person, man.
This is true. This is true.
I love that. So y'all are in the kitchen, y'all are cooking, y'all are singing and pantomiming and all of that.
Took time. It took.
We had to learn.
It wasn't like that initially. I didn't know how to cook.
Oh,
his mom was a chef, and he's still an excellent cook. So the dynamics were different, where the expectation was, why aren't you my mom?
No.
No. I can't cook.
What?
And the thing is we had to learn how to talk to each other and be like, okay, I started to learn how to cook over time. And then it was like, this is actually okay. I messed up a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Never have I ever said that ain't like my mama.
I know that.
I ain't never said that. I ain't never in my life.
You never. So how did you learn how to cook then? Because Barbara says they definitely do karaoke cook.
That's interesting. Okay.
That is it. Y'all, that's what y'all do.
Yeah,
Karaoke cook.
we do
We
actually.
in that,
And
right?
then, and then you know what? That's y'all making me think of something else too.
Come on.
There's this opportunity, and I know if Pastor Alvin were here, we would have got some scriptures by now, but y'all just gonna take
Yes.
this. You're just gonna take this the way I would give it to y'all. One of the beautiful things about being with somebody so long is that you are close to them. But what I've learned is that sometimes that closeness uh, makes us not confident with each other. If we're self-conscious about something,
Yeah.
or we're feeling like, man, I can't tell them this because they're gonna look at me funny, or I can't. Well, I used to not like this, but now I like this, and they're gonna think I'm changing up on them or something like that. So sometimes we miss opportunities to like bring some spice or some excitement or to jazz things up because we're scared to be like, yo, I know this is goofy or I know this is weird, but let's try this. Let's watch this. Let's do this or whatever. And we just be like, instead of just like letting the guard down and being like, yo, I like this. I want to watch this, or I want to do this, or I want to go here. I want to try to. We'd be scared of each other. Like, I don't want you to judge me. I don't want you looking at me funny. I don't want you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So JJ's head is about to fall off. Because
right. I know.
Can you so Calvin, I'm just gonna ask JJ to respond to that because she's really going for it. So I just want you to brace yourself there. So JJ, please go.
It just, for me, it just speaks so much truth because that's a lot of how I feel about, doing different things because I know my husband. I know my husband. He wants the competitive stuff. He wants the sports stuff. He wants those types of things. And I'm the type of person where, I'll do that. Because I've learned tennis. I've learned most of football. I can do one or two football games, but I can't the whole day. No. But my thing, like the stuff that I like to do and the stuff that I enjoy doing, majority of the time, I keep it to myself because I'm like, I don't want to deal with the rejection. I don't want to deal with the rejection of me saying, well, let's try this. And he'd be like, really? That's what you want to do? Or worse than that, for him to be like, all right, yeah. And then when we do it, it's like, there's no real enthusiasm. He's not really present. So then for me, all of that for me, because of what I dealt with in my past with rejection, all of that to me speaks, my husband is rejecting me. My husband is rejecting me. So I just don't mention it. And I do things by myself. My 50th birthday, I invited people to go to Funland, which is an indoor amusement park, like a Dave and Buster's with an indoor roller coaster and
I
go-kart.
love that.
Nobody came except for my brother and his kids. I had a blast. I had ball. Like I did the indoor zip, I did the go-kart, I did the laser tag. Like I had a blast. But that was something Calvin didn't really enjoy. But that's the type of stuff that I like doing. So I've learned just do it by myself. So it's nothing for me to be like, hey, he going to play tennis, I'm going to Funland, or I'm going to go do this, or go do that. Because everything that you say, Adam, is 100% on point. And I have gotten to the mindset of I would rather do it by myself and be happy than to be rejected by my husband.
Wow.
In that space, I'm going to give Calvin an opportunity to respond to that.
Well, in regards to Funland, I'm too big to be climbing up on them little bitty things and trying to climb through them holes. I'm just saying. But
Hey, I'm too big.
I'm too big. I'm too big. That ain't working. So, yeah, we're gonna do some other stuff. but we did go. I just think that over time, growing up differently, and also there's a 10-year, almost a 10-year difference between Jocelyn and myself. So a
Mhm.
lot of times we got different ideas and perspectives, and what's fun and what's not fun. She didn't mention that we had a blast in Australia for her 50th birthday too, did she? She didn't mention that. She mentioned that part, but yeah, she mentioned,
Yeah,
she,
no, you did.
yeah, she mentioned that. But I think, yeah,
I
but
don't think she heard you.
Yeah, say it
yeah,
with your
she heard me.
chest.
Yeah, yeah. Went to Australia for 3 weeks for her 50th birthday too. And
What?
say she forgot that
What?
part.
That
She
that
forgot that
sounds
part.
like a lot of fun.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Tons of fun. She forgot about that part. Mhm. So
Y'all sound like the movie The Story of Us then. That was the name of the movie I was saying when
right.
they
But
yes, okay.
but even going back to cooking, I've learned to stay married by not going in the kitchen. Jocelyn has kicked other people out of their own kitchens in their own house.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I've learned my place. I don't go in the kitchen while she is cooking or trying to cook, and neither should you if she's at your house and she's cooking in your kitchen. Yeah, she would actually give you eviction notices um, of your house, not just your kitchen. So I'm just letting y'all know. So I've learned my place in regards to cooking together. But the thing about, I guess if we go back to the thing of boring in marriage, we come back to have to really look at being intentional.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard where Adrian, and even Jocelyn talked about there were things that she didn't know that you all didn't know and you learned, and now you're more passionate than your
Mhm.
spouse in that particular area.
Mhm.
Me personally, I don't think Jocelyn would ever become as passionate as I am about sports. I think the rapture would come before that happens. So, but it's just, and it's just the makeup because we grew up, our whole family, uncles and everybody. It's we gonna go all in for
Mhm.
anything that we do. It's no half stepping. We're not gonna let you win. If you win, you're gonna win straight out.
Mhm.
And so that's just the way it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's just learning your spouse, I think, and keep in trying to work on it being and having that communications and to
Yeah.
keep things boring because honestly, I have done stuff with Jocelyn to where I'm like she said, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make it through it. I'm gonna make it through it. And so it's fun after said and done. It's fun. It's different adventure. It's a different adventure, and just feeling and having that compromise with each other. And I think that's what keeps that so-called boring out of the marriage. And sometimes it's good just to sit down and just relax and just look at each other. I have a brother and sister. Um, think we born. They just sit there and just do nothing all day long, and they're happy with one another.
Like I said, some people like it.
Some people like it. Are they? I mean,
Yeah,
that could never be me. I could Catherine be like,
yeah,
boy, if you don't sit down somewhere, I'm like, now I gotta be up. We gotta be doing something. We got
yeah.
something that's gotta be
Well,
happening.
there's a
Something
time
gotta be
and
going on.
place. I tell you, look, at risk of sounding like I don't know what, I ain't no punk though.
No.
This is one of the things. Again, you said something, Calvin, about uh, intention,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and those moments where uh, she invites me to do something that she likes to do or that she particularly enjoy, and I might not be feeling it initially.
Mhm.
And again, we've been 30 years in the game now, right?
Hmm.
When I see that she get a kick out of it,
Mhm.
look, I'm gonna like it more than her, just because of the what it, it's. There's Carlos, you and Catherine had this thing years ago where you talked about outdoing each other in service,
Outserved.
right? Out serving one
Mm-hmm.
another,
Hmm.
whatever. But so yeah, I'm kind of inquisitive. I want to know what you like. I want you to tell me. And man, if I find that you like it, I'm like, yo, okay.
Mm-hmm.
okay, I might not be my thing, but it can become my thing for your sake.
Yeah, for
Because
your
I like what it does to you because, or does for you, or, I like seeing that. I like
yeah.
seeing her eyes dance a little bit when she sees something, or,
Yeah.
Well,
um,
how did I was going to ask Adrian, how did she become so interested in football to please you, Adam? Like, where did that desire come from, or how did you process through that? Because there could be some husbands or wives out there to say, you know what, I really don't like this,
Hmm.
but what do you do in order to get closer to your spouse liking some of the same things that they like?
I think it came from a sense of, wow, this really matters to him. Number one, okay, you're not always gonna like each other's stuff. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he likes it and he really cares about it. So I'm going to try, because when you love somebody, you try.
mhm,
So trying to like it, that's cool. Now, I will say this: when your partner tries something and it makes them feel a kind certain way, uncomfortable, like, oh, that sent you somewhere. Like,
mm,
I was just trying to have fun. We got to pay attention to that too. Like,
amen.
he took us to the gun range because I needed to know. I like to lost it because that was very uncomfortable for me. The sound,
Mm.
the feeling in my chest. I needed to know how to use what I have, but I was like, I don't even like fireworks. They give me bad nerves.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't realize that it had triggered her so much. So
So yeah, he was
she
considerate.
she she knows how to
Wow.
safely handle. But yeah, I'm not taking her to the so she can have bad nerves and be all knotted up and
Triggers and everything that comes
but
along with that.
you
Yeah.
know nothing like that. Where she all knotted up and you
Yeah.
know
But I do like though where it's almost like raising kids. And let me give you what that looks like, right? It's almost like raising kids. You try to do things or give them several options to just see how they enjoy it.
True.
You may not like it. Like when my sons were going out to play baseball, no knock against baseball, but they were bored out of their minds. So it's like, okay, that's not going to work. Let's go to soccer. One
Yeah.
of them really likes, let's go to tennis. Somebody really like tennis. So then just go like you're in a candy shop
try
and
it.
just start trying stuff.
Hmm.
Go out there and like, this is going to be our adventure for the month. We may not like it, but we tried it. Or like
Hmm.
when your mom said, "You boy, you need to eat them peas." I'm like, I don't like peas, but if I put it with mashed potatoes, oh my god!
So
I know you may be looking at, but I like
yeah,
it.
man.
What's wrong with that? I like that. Okay.
I got questions now, man. That's real Brady Bunches. That's kind of
We're gonna have to get to that after the meeting.
Okay, we'll get there without it. Okay,
we'll
let me
talk
look at
about it
something
later.
else. I'll look at something else. But what I'm saying is, just go out and make life an adventure and just try things that you haven't tried before, because you may discover that there are some commonalities between you two that you like, you know what, we never did this. One of the things that we did was that we said we're going to actually do we're going to go to a vineyard every quarter. Didn't know if we were going to like it or not, but when we went, we had a blast because we didn't go just to drink the wine. We actually went because we wanted to just understand the fermenting process. And vineyards are used a lot in the Bible. And it was just
Right.
really great to walk through how they made the wine, how they tasted the grapes, how they fermented the wine. And it was just, and then we got to eat either dinner or lunch there and just try something different.
Wow.
That was a blast to be able to do that. So we're always going to try something different. What do you guys think about that?
So something that we learned recently at we went to a friend of ours, their church had at their monthly marriage ministry. And what they were talking about that particular night was um, like the sanctity of date night and stuff like
Hmm.
that. And something that we learned that was um, when when you alternate planning date night,
Oh,
that you plan something that you actually like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't try to plan something that you think your partner will like. You
Mm-hmm.
plan something that you actually like to do. And then your partner's role is to be, they called it the happy camper, meaning
okay.
your partner is still going to go along with it and be happy to go along with it, unless, of course, it's something like Adrian said, and such is something that they've explicitly said, I don't want to do that. That makes me uncomfortable. But what they were saying was that teaches each other. Now my partner does actually know what I do like and what I
Mm,
do enjoy. And by
Mm-hmm.
them making the commitment to be the happy camper, then they're going along with it because, like what Adrian and Adam said, because I love how it makes them feel.
yes,
And
yes.
some
Mm-hmm.
Alvin and I was like, okay, we're going to try that, because what we had been doing was when each one of us would plan date night, because we alternate. He was trying to plan something that he would think I would like, and I was trying to plan something that I thought he would like. And sometimes we would both just strike out and be like, let's just go home because they ain't even one of us. But
Yep.
when we heard that, we were like, okay, it is okay. And what we
Yes,
learned was that it's not about feeling selfish. It's a learning experience. It's
yes.
still a way to study your partner because you're teaching them this is what I enjoy.
I like
Mm,
what you said there. Man, first of all, you said studying your partner.
come on,
Wow.
If you're studying, you ain't gonna get bored, right?
come on.
Mm-hmm.
Period. If you're paying attention, you won't get bored because there's always something worthy of discovering. And then the other thing is, I think there's something to taking in new experiences together,
Yeah.
right?
Oh
Like,
God,
like
so glad you said that.
yeah, doing something. It's not mine. It's not yours. We're gonna try
Right.
something new
Yep.
together. This is not our ordinary. This is not a place we would go. This is not something we would eat. This is not something we would ever even. But we're gonna try this and see how we like it. And we've had some pretty amazing
Mhm.
experiences, kind of taking that adventure together.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
know when you all came to Atlanta for Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That was so cool.
It
First of
was.
all, that I mean, you guys got to spend your time alone, but then we got blessed by spending it with you all too. The second half of it,
Yeah.
Hmm.
which was great. You know that togetherness there.
Completely unplanned though, spontaneous. It was like, yo, let's just ride with it.
Yes.
Adrian has a thing that she says all the time. Since we are super busy,
Mhm.
when we had those moments, she was like, "We on our time." Cause I'll be like you, Carlos. I'm like, "Oh, we gotta," and
It's okay
she like, "Hold up,
because that's what we're used to.
yeah,
Going back to what he said about
Mm,
busyness,
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think the boredom. Or you're right. The boredom is not the thing. It's the brain only needs 3 times before it creates a shortcut. The brain likes shortcuts. So when you
Mm.
interrupt those shortcuts, you can create something new.
wow.
wow." You said 3 times.
3 times,
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
and the brain will create something new.
It
What?
creates a shortcut because it likes that. That's why we develop muscle memory.
Uh,
Mm.
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
that's
For
really
Josh
great.
and I, our side is that we like to go places we've never been before. So that's one of the things that keep us like, so that's, I mean, even to other side of the world, you
Hmm.
know, that was something new for both of us, and just exploring and going to different places. So that tends to help, if you want to call it boring, keep that kind of boredom down, because I'm athletic, she's not. So when we start talking sports or doing sports activities, yeah, it's definitely an imbalance there. So we just
Hmm.
learn to do stuff. But also, I just wanted, we did like the not the sip and paint, but the splash paint. That was
Oh
Mm.
pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That was
Hmm.
pretty cool. So like Jocelyn said, the one thing that we did in that with that one church when we went to that marriage ministry. It's actually a book about it. A couple wrote a book. I really want to make sure everybody understand it. When you have your date night and things do what you like to do, and your spouse endures it, and you alternate. So next time JJ
You
have
say
date
your
night
spouse endures it or experiences it?
experiences, they deal with it. They deal with it.
They deal with it. Okay.
They deal with it. I'm just gonna say they deal with it because some of the stuff, it's gonna be a little stretch, but you learn. You learn,
Yes.
and once you get into it, you kind of enjoy it. But
Yes.
going into it, you're like, we're gonna do that,
Right.
So yeah,
But I would say, like with you guys, because how long have y'all been married now? 20 years now?
20 years in June. 20
20
years.
years in June. And
Yeah.
then Adam and Adrian, how long have you all been married?
31.
It'll be 31 in September.
31 in September, and then 35 for us in June as well. So when I started looking back over all the things that we've been able to experience together as a husband and wife, 20 years, 31 years, 35 years, that you can have that one that lifetime adventure with that person of trying so many things that God has provided for us to experience. And it is I'm trying to think of the right word. It would be unfortunate for us. Maybe I should say that. Unfortunate for us if we didn't take advantage of the gifts and the adventure that God has for us.
Yeah.
Right.
That we just kind of sit down and we just watch reality TV, or we just watch sports all the time. And that's it. Hey, I'm a sports fanatic too. But there are things that I believe that God said, oh my God, have you experienced this? Have you done this? Have you seen this? Have you? And I want to just be on 10 with each one of you all about the experiences that you all are having as husband and wives.
I am a firm believer that Black folks need passports.
Come on, that part. Yes.
Get a passport.
Yes.
Travel.
Yes.
It broadens you. It makes you grateful for certain
Oh
things.
my God. That's exactly right.
There's a lot of creation to see, but what we don't have is all the time in the world. Time is not a renewable commodity.
Yep.
And there are people who are maybe listening or watching, and they've endured the loss of a spouse. They've had to be confronted with, our finitude and the fact that after this time is gone, who wants to leave here talking about I wish I woulda or coulda or shoulda, or I wish I'd have made time for, or I slowed down enough to do X, Y, and Z.
Okay, so we're gonna do round robin on this then. Because one thing my wife said, she said she never gets bored with Mr. Green.
We all believe that.
Put that up there, okay?
You undefeated, man.
I'm undefeated, baby. My wife loving it right now. I'm loving it. Okay, so just give us like 2 places that you guys have been that kind of like just blew your mind, and you're like, oh my God, people need to experience this, or they need to come back and see this, or whatever. What would that be? I kind of already know what. I know what y'all gonna say, but there could be other places too. I know Calvin and JJ, what y'all gonna say. We're gonna let y'all go first to get it out of the way, because y'all busting at the seams right now to tell us what you really enjoyed. So you go ahead and go so we can get that out of the way. We'll be excited for y'all in this space. And then we're gonna let the real people, Adam and Adrian and me, go.
No. You mean the regular people?
The regular people, yes. Yeah, you're right, the regular people. Go ahead, Calvin and Jocelyn. Where two places? That's why I picked two places that y'all been to say, "Oh my God, this is so amazing." And Calvin is rocking. He can't wait.
Everybody know, and if you've had spent time with JJ, what her passion is Australia. So we've been
Yes,
to Australia, toured. We had the privilege and honor to go to different places in Australia. Um, so that's the first one. Another
let
interesting
me just
place is
say this,
also.
y'all. The last time y'all went to Australia, y'all brought us back the most beautiful artistic painting, and we literally put it in our dining room because it's so beautiful. So
Wow.
thank you all for that.
Mm.
What's the
And
next one?
the other one for me would Singapore. Singapore.
Oh,
We had a yeah. So we went to Singapore, and everybody on the Lord is blessing us to continue to be rich. We're getting there. So we just been fortunate and blessed that God help us to be great stewards over our finances to be able to do certain things.
Wow.
So I just want to put that little caveat out there. But Singapore would be another one if you looking to travel. And I would just say explore. Even in the States, even staying in this country, there are some
yes,
amazing places that you can
there
go.
is.
You could be at awe with. So yeah,
Mm.
that's me.
So yeah, so that
Hmm.
would be Singapore and Australia, which is got
Mhm.
awesome. All right, now for the regular people, where are we going? Okay,
Well, let's come down
let's
Well,
go, Adam and Adrian.
you've been afforded a lot of opportunities to travel out of the country because of what you do. So I know he's got like a list, which I think is amazing.
Yeah, let's throw this in here real quick. There have been a couple of times where I'm like, babe, you should come and go with me. Come and go with me. But our kids were small.
Okay,
He was like, if something happened, both of us can't be out the country. So
Thank God, yeah.
nah, you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there were several times where I took those trips, and I wish that she was able to see the things that I see. But
Jamaica was
Yeah,
definitely
beautiful.
important.
Hmm.
so Jamaica was really good for y'all. Why was
Yeah.
Jamaica,
that so special for you?
When we got married, we were very young. We could not afford a honeymoon.
Mm,
So 2013,
wow, it's been that long ago.
2013,
wow,
we went to Jamaica for a week
Wow,
and
yes, you too.
just us two.
no,
No kids, none of that. Just
none of
y'all.
that.
Yeah. And it took a lot. That was an important trip, not just because that was actually our honeymoon, but
Yeah.
we had to orchestrate schedules and kids and work
Right.
just to be able to go. And we actually did it.
Yeah.
That's not a lot for some people. 3 weeks, I understand. But
Mhm.
that 8 days meant the world because we got
Wow.
to get together. And yeah, that
Yeah,
was
and
amazing.
So
and
good.
we had the car service and the
The butler.
butlers
Oh, so
and
y'all went next level.
Yeah,
it
y'all
was,
yeah.
I was uncomfortable.
went next level.
I
Butlers
felt
and
like an oppressor. I was uncomfortable.
No, I
I
was like,
was
we paid for that
I
service.
was like,
come on.
you don't have to
You're
iron
like,
my
let me
clothes.
ring the
Listen,
bell. It's time.
It was a cell phone. They give you cell phones,
I
you
said
know.
Come
just
on.
I'll know where you are and I'll come to you. And I'm like,
Hmm.
Wow. So you did Jamaica. Where else have you guys gone?
I think the second one on my list
Mhm.
is
Now I'm talking about together.
Yeah,
no. I mean,
yeah,
Okay, good. Okay.
he picked Jamaica. I picked. We were in San Francisco during
that's right.
Chinese New Year.
That's right.
Mm.
Yeah,
Ooh.
San
I
Fran is
like it.
nice.
We were
That's a lot
We
of
go back.
energy there for that one,
we
right?
were
Because
right.
they go all out for that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
blocking off the streets and everything. They
Yes.
did it.
we were right in the middle of town. The parade came right by where we were.
Mhm.
Wow.
Food was great.
Adrian is a big foodie, so we found some
Good food
good
out there.
Vietnamese food, and
Yes.
we had Dungeness crab staring out at the Golden Gate, and
Wow.
it
I love
was
it.
it was not a long trip,
Yeah,
but man. And then we've taken a bunch of trips to the beach and things like that,
that's
and
memorable.
uh,
Yes.
I don't think Adrian saw.
I didn't see the
She had never
beach
seen the beach before.
until I was right after I
Wow.
turned
Right after you turn what?
30.
Really?
Wow.
That was my first time, and it was amazing.
Watching her stand there and have the water come up, and
Hmm.
I was like, she turned into a little girl right in front of me.
I
was
did.
like,
on.
Yeah, yeah. So ever
That's
since
a
then,
blessing.
yeah,
Wow. And
yes.
I just, again, I say all the creation that God has given us and all the experiences, it would just be amazing that we could experience those things. And I know growing up, I didn't even feel like that I would even get outside of my 10-mile radius of where I grew up.
Mhm.
I would never think that I would have some of the experiences that I've had at this point. And I'll
Mhm.
give you a couple for me and Catherine. Costa Rica has been our heart. We've had such a great time there with the weather, the food, the people, just everything. We felt safe. The places that we were, and we would definitely go back there. Would love to have a place over there just to hang out because
wow.
it was so. It was just so wonderful just to be in that environment. It was great. Costa Rica is one of our favorites there, and then we've actually been over to Africa as well. We went to Nigeria, had a wonderful time in Nigeria, and we did leave the kids behind. Okay, both of them.
See, full stop. Now,
Full transparency, we gone.
okay,
Okay, you got your grandma
you
and your granddaddies. They
There
can
we
all
go.
take care of y'all. Right?
Yeah,
eat whatever you want.
eat whatever.
Although
You
our
Right,
children, we
exactly.
came back and our children were all like,
They were fat.
they were like, you're like, what y'all
They were fat after 1 week.
been?
It's okay though,
Swole up or tweaking.
yes, that's
Things.
it.
but it's cool now.
But this girl, again, when we're in Jamaica, it's all grown folks. So they had a dirty wine contest.
Ooh, a
I
gutsy
know what
wine.
dirty wine is.
I don't know what gutsy wine is.
A dirty wine.
Okay,
See,
Dirty wine.
dirty wine.
A Jamaican dance.
Oh, that's what that is.
Guess who
Y'all win the
won?
contest.
Guess who won? Guess who won? I'm sorry, shout out. I said that out loud.
I don't mind.
I love it.
Guess
I
who?
love it.
My baby out there. Look at her.
Come on now. I
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
I think we've given everybody a lot of encouragement and a lot of ways that they could actually just not make their marriage boring because there's a lot of out there. And y'all, we are already at an hour. If you can believe that, we are already at an hour. And so y'all give 30 seconds, last minute inspirations or encouragement to our audience. And JJ, I'll start with you, Calvin, and then Adam and Adrian.
I think what I'm just gonna throw back is what we learned recently. Like, do the things that you enjoy, and hopefully your spouse will go along with as the happy camper, so that you learn each other and what makes each other happy.
Great. Happy camper. I love that. Thank you. Calvin.
Be willing to explore and do different things. And in all things, seek God.
Come on. I love that. All right. Adrian.
In the pandemic, I developed teaching people. I know you're stuck in the house, but everybody needs something to look forward to. I need something.
Come on.
My shower, coffee, the sun. So with couples, give me something to look forward to. And I need to do the same for you. That helps break the pattern
That
of the
is
three.
so good. That's the best thing said all night.
That is so good. Okay. I
It's
like that.
so good.
For each other. Yeah.
Yes.
So good.
That's why we get excited over the simple new things.
Right.
It's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Give us something to look forward to. And what do you have, Adam?
I don't have nothing after that. That is great.
That is so good, right?
That is great. If I say anything at all, let's say listen.
That's true.
Most of the time, the people closest to us are signaling to us
True.
what gets to them.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know, what flips the switch for them. Pay attention.
Mhm.
I mean, it took me a long time as a young man growing into a grown man and a husband to realize this woman been telling me, and I'm going all over the rainbow trying to be impressive in my own eyes, trying to she told me, just listen to the woman, listen to the man.
Wow.
That's
Give
good.
yourself to it for real.
That's good.
Right?
I
And you
love
might find out you like it. You might find out you like it.
I love it.
Mm.
Well, normally I would have Catherine give something. I think I'm going to give it now. The only thing I'm going to say is take advantage of God's gifts and creations that he's giving you. They're here for a reason. And I think he put them here for us to have pleasure and enjoy them and be joyful by experiencing those. All right.
Wow.
Outstanding.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. In honor of the Parkers, trust God with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. That's where we're going. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Let's do this. So thank you all for participating tonight. And thank you, viewers, for participating and listening in. Hopefully you've got some great takeaways that you can make sure that your marriage does not get bored. All right. And while you're doing it and experiencing something new this week, that's the challenge. We're going to ask you to get
powered
up. Yeah. Let's go. You guys have a great week. Blessings to you all. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Bye-bye.
Really good.